Merry Christmas. Hello YouTube, and welcome back to the Wild Expat channel. If you watched my last video, you'll notice like I said that I might be going on a camping trip, and that's actually happening. So tomorrow morning I'm heading off with a friend of mine. I'll be with him for one day, and then I'll be doing another night on my own. I'm not quite sure the details yet, but I'm going to go take you through the equipment I'm taking with me. Now the equipment really does depend on the weather and what's going on, and you know what you're doing. If you're hiking long distance, if you need to be lightweight, or if you're going in a car, stuff like that. So this trip, we'll start off with talking about my rucksack. So as you might know, I only have one rucksack. This is the Sabre 45. I've done a full review on that, and I'll put a link up there. So what I'm doing is I'm having one side compartment, and my tent's going to be strapped where the other one can go. So that's the rucksack. I don't really need to say too much more about that, but that's holding everything. So that's one side. Then we'll talk about the tent. So the tent, I don't have an awful lot of tents. This one here is a relatively basic tent. This is from Coleman, and it's just Aravis 2. I've used it a lot. I did have the old Cobra before that, and it was actually a much better tent, but over time the ground sheet kind of wore out and became sort of let in water. But purchased this one, not as happy with it as the Cobra. I think it was better quality back then. But yeah, so this is the tent I'm going to be using. So what about sleeping? So because I want to be quite lightweight if possible, I've got my Thermarest NeoAir Xtherm sleeping pad. This is going to be the most important bit of kit that I'm going to be using, purely because it's going to keep me warm. I mean, I'm expecting -2, -3, but all the snow's melted, so it's going to be wet. So that's very important. I have done a full review on that as well, if you're interested. Sleeping bags. Sleeping bags are the one bit of kit that I'm lacking at the moment. I've got massive carp fishing type sleeping bag, which is going to be too big for me to put in my rucksack. And then I've only got this one, or I've got the jungle bags that are good for the summertime. They're really tiny, they're brilliant for motorcycle camping, but they're very small and not going to keep you warm. So this is only a 2-season mummy sleeping bag by Euro. I had it for donkey's years. It's been a very good sleeping bag because I'm very tall, and it's big enough for me. And this is only looks like a regular size. So this should be all right. I mean, like I say, I've got the sleeping pad. I'll have some clothes with me as well, so it should be okay. Shouldn't struggle too much. And then finally, need my pillow. Can't sleep without one. So this is a Thermarest pillow. It's had a bit of a bashing over the years. I managed to burn it one day on fire. There, if you can see it. And I've pulled this out, but it's still good. It still does the job, so happy with that. Now also with my tent, I'm also going to be taking this because we could be expecting rain. This is a DD Superlight Tarp. Wasn't the cheapest thing in the world. It's very thin, but as you can see, it's very small. You could even put it in your side pockets of your trousers. Very good if we've got a lot of rain. I can put this up and we've got somewhere to sit, because we're not going to be doing anything too adventurous. We're not doing anything survival like. We're just going to go out, have a good time with a mate, and drink some beers and put the world to rights. So that's all I'm doing on this trip. So don't think for 1 minute this is a super duper survival camping trip, because it's not. So what I actually do is I'll stuff that in the end here. You know, if I don't use it, I don't use it, but it's not that heavy of a penalty for me to take. So that'll go in there, and that's it. Tent and tarp, all done. So what next? Cooking. So we plan on making a fire anyway, but I will be taking this, which is, here you go, Optimus Terra. I've used this before. I did a motorcycle trip with all my camping equipment, and I actually did some information on that. Very good. So in there you've actually got the base, the top cup, the gas canister, and the cooker, and it's just that. So very good for a couple of nights. Brilliant. The gas canisters are small, but they do the job, and this will be perfect for the trip. So that's cooking. Next thing I'll be taking is one of these. It's a little first aid kit. I have been caught without one before, not for me but for my dog. Just cut a leg open and I really wish I had it. So I'll take that again. Doesn't weigh a lot. Better to have it than not. Next up, let's talk about eating. So I've got a plate. So this is just a plastic plate and this just slides in the back of the rucksack. You don't even know you've got it. That's good. Knife. I usually take either a Leatherman or I'll take this, and this is a fairly cheap, this is a Condor knife. See, it's not in the best of conditions. I have abused it, but I don't want an expensive knife that I'm scared to use when I'm out in the forest. I want something that's, you know, I might sand it back and, you know, repaint it next year. It holds a good edge. I will give it a quick sharpen before I leave tonight. But yeah, bulletproof, and it comes with a nice leather sheath. You know, always handy. Also got the cup. So I'm a fan of these. This is just an aluminium cup. Not much to say about that really, but cup. And I've got I'll get the company's name now. Light My Fire Spork. I got this for my birthday. This is in here. I've actually got two. So I've got one for my mate as well. You got one titanium and one plastic. So they'll be going with us. Always handy if you're having soup or making a coffee or anything like that. So that's that. So that's my eating. Then we'll talk about lighting. So I've got two torches with me. I don't really need two. This is the most important one. This is a Petzl Tactica headlight. You know, nothing special again, just a simple headlight. I can have, takes 3 AAA batteries, as you can see, and you can have it red for reading or something like that if you want to be sort of out of the way. And it does also go very bright as well. And I might even take this, which is it's a ThruNite TN4A, a very bright light. It's quite chunky, but I like it because it only takes AA batteries, so you're never short of places you can buy them. I mean, any newsagent, any shop will have them. It comes in its own little thing there. Just takes four batteries. This thing is super bright, and it also has a candle mode, so you can hang it in your tent, and it is literally just like a candle. So I will. There you go. I'll turn it off. It's just a very small glow. You can probably hardly even see it in my hand there, but it's just enough to keep, you know, to light up the tent without blinding anyone. Obviously it does go very bright as well. Good, quite heavy, but does the job. So that's my torches. Next thing I'm going to talk about is this thing. This is brilliant. Last time I went camping on a motorbike, didn't take a hot water bottle. I didn't have a real heavy duty sleeping bag or anything like that, and I would have been freezing without it. And this is a Zippo pocket warmer, and I don't know if you've seen one before, but that's what they look like. Just like a Zippo, where you put the fuel in there. Now you do have to measure it out in this little pot here, and you've got a 6-hour and a 12-hour fill lines, but last time I used this, I filled it to the maximum of this, and I got a good 16 hours out of the thing. It's brilliant. So all you do is you fill it up with the oil or the fuel, put it in there, run your lighter over it, slowly, and then close it up. You don't think it's light lit, but then you wait 5 minutes, it slowly starts to warm up. Put it inside its case here, and what I do, I wear a chain. So what I do is I loop it around, and it hangs on my chest. Makes a massive difference. Obviously you can use it to warm your hands as well. Brilliant bit of kit. If you've got the space for it. I mean, I will be taking the oil as well on that, so you know, it's a bit of faff, but it's going to be comfortable, so that's the main thing. I mean, when you're in a fire, when you're next to the fire, that's great, but you don't sleep next to the fire. So as soon as you walk away from it and get in your tent, you know, the temperature's going to start to drop, and having something like that is real good for me, so I like that. A couple other things I'll be taking. I'll be taking a wool hat to sleep in probably. not a big fan of hats, as you might know from watching my channel, but when it's cold I will. I've got an old pair of gloves, so these are fairly cheap leather job gloves with a fur on the inside. You know, brilliant for collecting firewood and poking around the fire with. Always handy to have gloves. I'll take a very small pair of binoculars. These are tiny, they're not the greatest in the world, but they do a job. I mean, if I see something in the forest and I want to have a closer look, always good to have with you. I mean, if you watch my channel a lot, you'll know that wildlife's my thing and that's what I'm interested in, so I'll always keep them with me if possible. Also, on the going back to cooking quickly, also have a light my fire steel. Had this many years, bulletproof things. Don't need to take a lighter. I don't smoke anymore, so I don't carry lighters with me, so having this is very good. And it also has a whistle on it. Not that I've used it, but yeah. Finally, I'll be taking a camera bag with me. Obviously this isn't your normal stuff, but in here I've got I'm recording on GoPro now, but here's the batteries I'll be taking. So I'll be taking 4 batteries with me. I actually 3D printed this as well. So that goes with me. Battery pack, they're always brilliant to take with you. Charge up your phones and bits and pieces, so I'll make sure that comes with me as well. General other gubbins, and I will also be taking a hat, because I'm expecting rain. I'll be taking this. I bought it many years ago, and there's a kind of a recurring theme here. I don't buy a lot of kit. I like to buy it right and last me for years if possible. So this is actually an Australian Kakadu traders hat, made in Australia. So brilliant when it's really pouring down the rain, because you know these things aren't going to do you any favours. It's just going to get wet and you're going to be miserable. So this, you can be walking around, you're not going to worry about. I wear glasses, so you don't want to get them all steamed up and wet. Don't use it an awful lot, but brilliant to have. I usually even use it around the house when it's absolutely lashing down and I've got to run out and do something. So that as well. So that is all of the kit I'll be taking with me. The other things that I will be taking are this axe. So this is my general axe for around the house. Again, it's a no brand, or if it is, I don't even know what it is. Very cheap, quite heavy, but we're going to be splitting wood, so I'm going to need that. And then finally, I'm going to be taking this, which was my birthday present last year. This is a Silky big boy. If you watch any of the big channels, the camping channels and that, you'll know a lot about these. It's something I wanted for a very long time, and I've been very pleased with it. It's a brilliant saw. This one is, I don't know how many teeth this has on it. I'll look it up anyway and I'll put some information on the screen. Fantastic saw. So when you fold it out, you can see it's two-handed, and I'll do some clips of cutting wood when I'm out there. Absolutely brilliant. It just means you don't have to worry about finding fuel. You know, as long as you can find a dead standing tree or something that's already down, you can cut them up with that, process some of that, and you can have as fire as big or small as you want without a problem. And that makes a real difference when you're camping in the winter. A lot of people don't like camping in the winter at all, and it's not really a miserable experience if you're prepared. And if you keep yourself warm, keep yourself dry, then you'll have just as good a time as you would in summer, and probably better even because there's less people about. So that's my gear. I'm now going to put it all in the rucksack, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, so that's all my kit packed. There's a lot of items, but very small, very light. It's no problem. I'm not going to be hiking miles on this thing, or if I do, it will be on my own on the second day, and I'll deal with that as needs be. So yeah, that is all my kit.